Hello everybody and welcome back to Shane's Squirrel Shack, where we talk about autism awareness and all of that. And tonight, I'm coming at you with kind of an on-the-spot video. I'm talking about an experience that kind of happened yesterday. It was very artistic of me, so to say. And I'm not afraid to get in front of the camera and be like, hey, I had a rough moment because of my disability the other day. It happens, you know? And so right now, the store I work at, we're having this grand reopening after a remodel. So we've had our soft opening for a few days, just kind of seeing, hey, what's up, you know? And well, tomorrow is the grand opening. And so yesterday, you know, we're getting stuff ready, trucks are coming in, and all of our hours are being messed up because we're staying like hours after we're supposed to be home and coming in before. And so imagine me as an autistic seeing a schedule, knowing that that'll be the routine for this week, and just for my shift to get extended like 4 hours with me like having stuff that I had pre-planned for that day. So I'm gonna tell you right away, guys, that this was a shit show. It really was. And I know as an autistic and trying to experience when I shut down, kind of that flick of the switch moment, that it happened yesterday. And it was not fun, you know, that it happens in really stressful situations, you know, overly social situations that have way too much stimulus going on. And I might talk about that in another video. That was at an anime convention. But in this case, this was at work yesterday. So I get a text the night before saying, you're coming in at 6 instead of 7 in the morning now. I'm like, shit. Now I can't go to my open mic. So already the plans that I had the day before, well, that night before going into that shift, if that makes sense, is already canceled. So I'm already pissed off about that because my schedule changed. I am very particular in my schedule still. And yesterday, I get in an hour before my shift. And I'm like, okay, I'm out at 3. I want to be out at 3 since I came in early. No, I almost left at 5. And that day was already really stressful because I'm doing things I'm not used to, and things kind of went a lot unexpected, and it was just a mess because it was all out of my routine, all out of things that I expected from kind of what I am used to doing on the job. It's a very different transitional period in where I'm working, and there's a lot of stress and a lot of unexpected things happening that's making us stay later and longer, and and just not expecting that and seeing my hours curve and change just really messed me up. And I started making mistakes yesterday, just knowing that day already was altered because of my schedule change made it harder for me to go through. I mean, just for real, like I shut down like probably about noon. I just finally shut down. There's just that flick of a switch where I start not working, and I just stop. I just stop working. I go into like panic mode. I go into self-defense mode. I go into don't talk to me mode. I don't want to talk to anyone, look at anybody. I want to be in my own world. Like that still is a thing where I switch back into full autism mode. And it's like a little episode. I guess you could say I had a little episode yesterday. And, you know, even my boss was just like kind of saying things. I'm like, I'm, you know, I got other things going on personally right now. I'm not going to get behind the camera right away and say, you know, family things. And I want to respect the privacy that they're needing right now anyways. So, where was I going with this? Oh yeah. So I was explaining to her that, you know, I'm sorry if I'm like off right now. I'm just going through stuff. And she's like, I need you to be flexible with me. I'm like, I'm trying. I'm sorry. I just had really important things planned for yesterday night. And they did happen, and we actually got somewhere with it. So today I was in a better place. I actually made the video earlier today that is on my account. But it got me thinking, I know I'm in an episode when I am being anti-flexible, when I am being rigid to a routine or schedule that in that moment is not going to happen. That that realization is past, and it's a realization that I just was not having it, man. My autistic self was not having it, man. It was just done. So, the reason I'm coming in front of the camera today is to say that I still have my moments. I can get in front of this camera and be like, hey, look how much I've overcome, and look at all this cool stuff I've done. But I can also come back on the camera and say, hey, I screwed up. I had a moment. I had a whoopsie, I had whatever you want to call it. And here's me observing it, and here's me self-reflecting in a way in what I can do in a situation like this. So here I am trying to think, and and my mother has even said this, I have to be, good with flexible thinking, I think outside routine. And that's something I just completely didn't want to do yesterday. I was being very stubborn and very against what that I hold true to myself. And I'm going to just go, I went into today knowing this is going to be a longer day than what I'm scheduled. There's going to be things I'm not expecting that I'm going to do, or just things going to happen out of the ordinary. And as such, that was the case. And I feel fine. Had a 10.5-hour day, man. So, and I felt unscraped, So it's all about mentality. It's all about recognizing that flaw. That's why I come back to this video and say, hey, I screwed up. So maybe one day I come back to this and be like, hey, now I know when to recognize these kind of things. So with that, I feel like I'm going into a ramble mode. I'm going to sign off for tonight and enjoy this chalky milk with Mr. Squirrel. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for tuning into the Midnight Special.